Welcome to the SCM Podcast, business advice and tips with expert guest interviews and with hostess Latrice Carter, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right. Today's show, I have a special guest, Ty Moody, who is the CEO and founder of Ty Webbin Creations LLC. Ty, welcome to the show today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad to have you on the show so that we can talk about your expertise. Now, tell us a little bit about Ty Webbin Creations. What inspired you to start your business?
Sure. Well, believe it or not, Ty Webbin is about 20 plus years old. I started it in 1999, and I started out, someone noticed that I was building websites on the side for myself, and it happened to be an author, and she asked me would I be willing to build her an author website. So she was the beginning of Ty Webbin Creations for me. So for maybe about the first decade, that's what I did. I built websites for authors. And then at some point, I moved into doing more marketing where I did blog tours. And now I have retired both of those services, and I mainly concentrate today on book cover design and book formatting. So in the 20 plus years I've been working, I've always worked with authors. And it's been great because I'm an avid reader as well.
Okay, awesome. And I might add that she did my book cover design for Deceitful Secrets. So, yes, very pleased. What are some of the key elements an author should utilize after they've published their book, in your opinion?
That's a great question. A lot of authors really concentrate on the book launch or that book release date. But you have to remember, once you put your baby out there, you still want to draw traffic to the website. So I would encourage them to do things like being on a podcast like your show. Definitely looking for other media opportunities on radio if they can. A lot of bloggers that are book bloggers are always looking for an opportunity to interview an author. And definitely utilize social media, set up your own Facebook pages, Facebook groups, constantly be talking to readers, do some giveaways every once in a while. I have found, giving your book away for free for a time period is a great boost to sales. And if you're one of those authors who write fiction, consider your next book, possibly if you're hearing from readers, can it be another book in a series? So you can continually be marketing the first book in the series and putting out another book in that same series. So you kind of have to, after you put out a book, think about marketing for the future. That is, it's a continual process.
Absolutely. So how important is it for authors and even entrepreneurs to have a media kit? Because I've been seeing that around a lot.
Yes, it's very important. Just like I was talking earlier with your show, media folks, they need to be able to access, a photo of yourself, your most recent book, or anything you want to promote about your most recent product. So if you have a press release and all of that available on a media kit on your website, and I highly recommend, you don't just use social media for your contact information. As a business person or an author, you should definitely have an official website where people can find that media kit. And it may be a PDF, or what I've done in recent years is I just adopt Google Drive, and I make the links available. It's quick and easy to update. But yeah, you want to make those things available for media.
Absolutely. Media is key for authors because you got to grow your brand awareness. You got to get yourself out there so that people can see you and know who you are, especially for new authors. That's what I've been finding is key. And I know you touched on something that I've said over and over to some of my clients, having your own website. Because not a lot of authors have their own website. I don't see what I'm still trying to understand why they don't have a website.
Yeah, I think people are focused on, Facebook. It's the place where everyone is, so they feel like that's all they need. But they need to understand, about, I guess maybe it was 10 years ago now, there was a MySpace. Because you never know what'll happen with social media. You never know when it will go away. So you still need to invest in having your own property, so to speak, online. Absolutely. I agree with that. Absolutely.
So what services do you offer to authors?
Yes, currently I'm pretty focused. I've done everything from websites to blog tours in the past, but I'm pretty focused just on book packaging. So when authors come to me now, I do book cover design, and then I also help them do formatting for their paperback or ebook. And on occasion, I do have authors who just want to sit down and consult with me about where to start, where to find editors, how to get their book published if they're doing it independently. So I still offer some of those services as well.
Okay, awesome. So what are the benefits of working with you versus working with one of your competitors?
For one, I would say because I've been doing this for so long, I really have an understanding of the publishing business and what it is to be an author, because in the past decade, I've become an author myself. So I know pretty much all the aspects from writing the manuscript to getting it edited, to getting it published, and to understanding the marketing behind it. So I can really sit down and come to a client at whatever level they are, whether they are brand new or they've been in the business for a while, and I can work with them. And I am very budget friendly. I've always been that way.
Okay, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Now, like you said, being an author yourself, what advice can you offer to new authors as well as seasoned authors?
Well, I touched on it just a little bit. Marketing, the hardest part, even if you're traditionally published, is getting new readers. And there's so many books out there now. There's so many people publishing. So you really have to understand your genre, really focus in on what readers are asking of you. If they are really drawn to a character, consider writing that character more, doing more book series with that character. It really does help drive your marketing when you have a book series. If you're a nonfiction author, it's kind of hard this year. 2020 has been an interesting year, but, still consider how you can virtually touch base with readers, whether they're setting up a Zoom call, a Google meeting. You have to constantly kind of spend some time when you're not writing, being creative in how you can market in a different and new way.
Okay. And you touched something virtual. So authors to connect with their audience start having like virtual group meetings, discussions. Do you recommend a new author to have like a group discussions before their book is published out or after their book is published?
It depends. If you have sort of already developed a bit of a group, some people like to know what your process is. They are interested to know where you're at with your book. So it depends. You might want to do it before. It might be good publicity up until your release date, to do maybe some Facebook Lives with people, say, hey, this is where I'm at with the book. But definitely afterwards too. I think at any point that you can draw people's attention to the fact that you have a book coming, especially if you already have the book cover. The book cover is like the number one marketing tool. So as soon as you get your book cover, any form or fashion that you can continually place that book in front of people and letting them know the release date, yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Awesome. So with 2020 being a year of COVID thus far, we've all been in the house and self-quarantine, and it's things have changed. What is the one thing that you have learned while being at home that's making you grow in 2020?
I think the one thing I've learned is before this, I probably was super focused, super busy. But I don't know about you, but because I'm home, I'm more aware of parts of the house and things in the house that I have neglected. So I have learned to really super focus time where it's just for clients, and then really I have taken back my weekends, and I solidly use that time to do home projects, rest, and then prepare and be ready for the next week. Because it's easy when you're at home to do things all hours of the day. Mm-hmm. And I'm a night owl. And you lose balance. So I think since I've been home so much, I'm like, I really need the balance now, because you can't go out as much as you want. So I would say just really learning to set boundaries for yourself inside your own house.
Okay. Absolutely. You have to block out me time. That's for sure. Yeah. You can't continue to work 24 hours. Yeah, absolutely. So, how can our listeners contact you and connect with you?
I'm sure they can start with my website, Ty Webbin, TyWebbin Creations.com. And if they're interested in any of those services, and also if they're just interested in my author side, my website is in my name, TyOraMoody.com. And I always am open to questions. If anyone's looking or needs some help with deciding what's the next direction to go with their book.
Okay, awesome. I'll make sure I post those links in our on my group, as well as on the business page of Sisters Creative Media. It's good that you help authors, giving them advice on when they're stuck on writing. Because I know, like right now, I have writer. I don't know if it's writer's block or I'm doing too much. So I've had to like push book 2 for Deceitful Secrets to the side and let it rest. I've written it, but it's like I feel like I'm missing something. So would you say I should probably have someone look at it to help me remove the blinders, or just let it sit aside, then pick it back up?
Well, it depends on how long you've let it sit to the side. If you're feeling pulled that you should get some extra eyes on it, I would say, yeah, let's maybe put it out to a few beta readers that you trust, just to see what their thoughts are on it about. Some editors are willing to do a review process just to look and see maybe a little bit of content editing, just to let you know where are some areas that you need to fill in. So, I would definitely say, if you're feeling pulled that it's time to pull that project out, definitely listen to that. Okay. I know I don't really like writer's block as a term. I, like you myself, I get caught up in doing things for other people. So I realize I don't have the energy really to sit down and write, which is another reason why I have that balance of I'm going to write on the weekend. I'm going to focus on my book during this time period. The rest of the week is for this. I would encourage you, definitely get that next book out if you can, whenever you can.
Yeah, I mean, because I've written it and I'm like, I don't think it's done. In my mind, I'm like, I don't think this is it. I feel like it's missing something. So I'll definitely take your advice. And there's been a couple editors that have reached out to me and offered to read it and give me feedback. So maybe I need that, because right now I've been the only one reading it. I had one friend read it and she was no help. She said, "Oh, this is good, girl." I'm like, that is not what I was asking. Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me today, give advice and a little bit of information about you as a author, as a business owner, and some tips that authors can take away and walk away with today. Is there anything that you want to say before we go that you want authors to take away with today's show?
Just mainly to keep at it. You know, some days you don't get any writing done. But, you know, if you can just get down a few sentences or a paragraph, or even just to form your ideas, you know, write down some thoughts, you know, just do what you can. You know, that book will eventually come together when you're diligently, you know, sitting down, putting something together. So, you know, be encouraged. And I do want to thank you, Latrice, for the opportunity to be on your show today.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Well, you have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon, your weekend as well. And I will be talking to you again soon. Appreciate you.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast with Ty Moody. Ty is the founder and creator of Ty Webbin Creations LLC. She founded this company 20 years ago. Her focus is the design and marketing services. She offers book cover design, book formatting, promotional items like social media, graphics, bookmarks, and virtual assistant services. Make sure you visit her website at TyWebbinCreations.com to learn more about her and learn about the services that she offers to the literary world. She is a published author as well, and she has 20 years of experience and golden nuggets that she shares with her clients. I want you all to know that our focus for the remainder of the year is helping authors, entrepreneurs, and small businesses with media exposure, social media, promotion, marketing, and most important, email marketing lists. It is imperative that you have an email list. Learn more about email marketing and promotion strategies on next week's show when I sit down with expert LaShondra Hoffman, a promotional strategist and social butterfly. Until next week, be blessed and have your pens and pads ready to take some great notes from the very amazing experts that come on to Sisters Creative Media. Until then, have a great one.
Thanks for listening to the show today. Be sure to tune in each week to hear interviews from business experts in the industry. Follow SCM on your favorite streaming channel, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or Google. Don't forget to follow Sisters Creative Media on all social media platforms to learn more about us.